It sounds like a tale from an old western. Three brothers terrorizing the interior, shooting a policeman and trying to spur an uprising. All of this played out right here in BC and ended in a place that might surprise you. Paul Johnson uncovers a relatively unknown part of BC's history.
For the thousands who've gone to New Westminster Secondary School, chances are few know the sad tale that ended here.
In almost all sense of the word, British Columbia was the Wild West.
It's a story that starts near Kamloops, where in the 1870s the sprawling rangeland was home to some of BC's early pioneers and First Nations.
All these boys are of mixed race.
The boys were the three McLean brothers, aged 13 to 23, who didn't fit in either with First Nations or the settler community, and spent their days stealing and menacing anyone in their way.
They were tough characters, and people wanted the news if they were seen in the area.
What made the McLean brothers such feared outlaws wasn't just their taste for crime, but they were all superb marksmen, even when they were drunk on whiskey, which was a lot of the time.
But they finally went too far when they murdered policeman Johnny Usher. A posse tracked them to this cabin near Merritt, where an epic shootout happened before they surrendered. You can still see the bullet holes. BC historian John Mitchell says in a last-ditch effort, the McLeans tried to stir up a First Nations uprising. BC's tiny government at the time took it seriously.
They thought it was inevitable that there was going to be a native uprising. And weapons were gathered and put on steamers to be transported up into this country.
The uprising didn't happen, and the McLeans were taken to New Westminster, convicted and hanged. At only 15, Archie McLean became one of the youngest people ever executed in what would become Canada.
Some say there was a tear coming down out of Archie's eye. The other boys apologized and said that people should get a lesson from their wayward ways.
The Wild McLean brothers were buried in the nearby cemetery that is now the site of New West Secondary. Their bodies remain there today. Paul Johnson, Global News.
Who knew?
How many ghost stories do you think that will spur now?
Yeah, in high school, for sure.
Students will love that. A final word on the weather quickly.
Sure, another chilly night, but beautiful conditions again tomorrow. Nice and warm, up to 22.
Summer